Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of, here's my mic, here it is. Another episode of Community Outbreak. We got a really special one today. We are back with Just Survive. I'm going to have everybody briefly introduce themselves. My name's Greg Henniger, Community Manager.
I'm Landon Montgomery, I'm the General Manager of Just Survive.
I'm Ben Jones, I'm the new lead designer of Just Survive.
I'm Deja Vu, I'm a H1Z1 broadcaster.
Yes, and so like I said, we have these guys on stream. This is their first Just Survive stream. Have you guys done any streams before? Do you live stream at all, or?
No, I don't live stream, but I've done plenty of streams in the past.
Do you watch a fair amount of live streaming?
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, productivity goes skyrocketing down.
Between 11 p.m. and 1 a.m. It's pretty much.
All right, so let's give the fine people who probably haven't read your producer's letter and introduction a little bit of background on you. What brought you here? What have you done in the past?
Sure. So I've been in the industry a long time. I've been in the biz for 20 years. I was at Bethesda. I've worked at Nintendo. I was one of the co-founders and the CEO of Gearbox Software. It's probably what I'm most known for. So I've kind of done a little bit of everything, been all over the place. My background is an artist animator. That's how I actually got into the business way back in '96. But saw an opportunity to come here a couple months ago. Loved what I saw. I mean, a lot of great people here. And it's been good.
What's your we're stoked to have you. You have a general philosophy that you want to achieve with Just Survive right now. I know the last several months have been very much a fix it stage.
Fix it now, cool later, right?
Yeah.
Kind of our mantra right now.
And how do you feel like that's gone these last couple of months?
So far, so good. I mean, the update on Friday kind of shows what we're attempting to do, and I think kind of proves like what we want to do internally too, right? Live on test, iterate there, repeat. Right. Make sure it's solid before we push to live, and we get to do that. We get to make those decisions. So I think just coming in and making, it's kind of hard because you want to update things. You see things that people are complaining about, you fix them, and you think I can get that out. Let's do that right now.
Right.
But it can put you right back in the same situation. Mm-hmm. So taking our time, being careful with it, has actually been pretty good.
Just the mic. So when you were first talking to Daybreak and when you looked at Just Survive, what was it about Just Survive, at least maybe the potential that might have excited you, or like what about the game itself that kind of drew you in?
So they came out strong, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, it always was. After the split, it was unfortunately neglected. There was this opportunity to come in and fix something that was kind of a trendsetter in a lot of ways. It came in. I know a lot of people thought it was sort of derivative at the time, but it actually kind of established a base. This is what people wanted to do, and they did it well. Smed and his team did an amazing job. So it was kind of sad to see that it had just kind of become this anchor behind King of the Kill, and it wasn't being updated and treated the way it should be. And that extended to the community as well. The community they just were not getting the love they deserve.
That's right.
So it was kind of just perfect timing, really. That was when they were talking to me back in June, July. They said, "How would you feel about this?" And I'm not going to lie, my initial reaction was, "I don't know. That's a big one to kind of fix, but I like to fix things."
Jumping in feet first.
I don't. One of the reasons I left Gearbox, we actually got successful very fast, and it was great and it's fine, but the comfy nature of where we got fast made me paradoxically uncomfortable.
Sure.
It wasn't things weren't on fire. We didn't have the same drive.
Yeah.
So I saw an opportunity to kind of apply my personality that thrives on that kind of stuff to this.
Sure.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we are stoked to have you here.
Me too.
And another new member of the team we have down there, Ben Jones.
Hey.
Ben, you want to give an overview of Mr. Jones?
Yes, the one Jones in the world. So I got my start on the mod scene with a game called Day of Defeat many years ago. Was fortunate to be part of that team, and that really, gave me insight into how powerful level design can really change gameplay, and that became a passion of mine, and drove me to places like SCEA, where I worked on games like MAG and spent all the time on the SOCOM series. And then I moved to EA and worked on Medal of Honor, and then finally to DICE, worked on Battlefield 4, and spent the last 2 years running my own company, similar to this guy. I wanted to give the entrepreneurial side of myself a real challenge, and it was definitely that. So was really excited to do that, and as I was winding down, similar to Landon, I kind of looked at it like, all right, well, what's next? Like, how am I going to challenge myself? What's my next opportunity? I'd never really worked on a game like Just Survive, where it had a really great start, and then it be kind of left in the wake of something else that became really popular. And I looked at this as an opportunity to say, like, oh my God, like this game has so much potential. The core of it is really, really strong. It just needs a good amount of love, and I think you can inject a lot of really cool ideas into it as well as a base. So. I'm just really excited for the opportunity here. It's one of those things, like Landon said, is like I looked at this and I was like, there's really not anybody else that I'm talking to or any other jobs out there that is this much of an opportunity, really exciting to like get in there and be able to build something really compelling and powerful with a community that's already strong and like knows what they want. You know what I mean? So. Yeah, that's how I came to be here, and I got to say I'm really excited.
And what's your role on the team?
Yeah, so I'm the new lead designer. As Landon has been kind of driving over the past couple of months, the core of our group in terms of refining the gameplay experience, fixing issues, like making it just an overall better experience for our community. Like a small group of us have been focused on what's next, right? Because at a certain point we'll get to a place where like, all right, like we knocked out a lot of these bugs. Yeah, there's still some stuff that we'll fix over time, but like, what do we do after that? So we've got a really good core group assembled. We've got other members that have spent a lot of time in AAA. We've got some really good people from within the studio that have kind of coalesced around this new vision for Just Survive. So that's what we've been putting together over the last couple of months, and we're excited to share the very first little part of that with you guys today.
Yeah. So you guys will get to meet some of the other members of the team in future live streams.
Yeah.
So you'll get an opportunity to meet them. And we have Deja Vu down there.
Hi.
Deja Vu, you want to give a little introduction and maybe where they can find you and what do you like about Just Survive?
Yeah, so I'm Deja Vu. I'm a Twitch broadcaster, just mainly focusing on H1Z1 Just Survive. Live 6 of the 7 days out of the week. Start at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Just loving everything about it, and some really awesome stuff coming up for this game. So definitely get excited.
Yeah, we gave Deja Vu a little sneak peek about some stuff that's coming up, and
So good.
pleasantly surprised, I think I would say. Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
So what is it about Just Survive that you find interesting and fun to stream?
Just player interactions. You can tell the story. It's not the game telling you what you need to be doing. It's you grab a bunch of people or you go by yourself and you have your own adventure.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the best stuff right there.
Yeah. And you have got a little stream team going on, right?
I do.
You want to
Lionhearted.
shout out?
Yeah, Lionhearted with Remarkable Me and Vandipity, also H1Z1 Just Survive broadcasters, and they're on daily, so check them out as well.
Yes, absolutely. All right, Ben, I think people are a little anxious to hear about base building. We're
Sure.
gonna touch on that.
Yeah, so this is one of many components that we're looking to build on, obviously, right? Like just as the survey that went out to you guys last week clearly showed, like base building is one of the more popular aspects of the game itself, right? I think it's one of the areas that sets itself apart, but I think we all recognize that it can be a lot better. And there are a bunch of different ways that we're going to make it better, but we wanted to share one aspect of that with you guys today, and that is that we're adding modular pieces to your building construction set, right? So you're going to be able to go in and custom shape your own walls. We're adding custom pieces like windows and door frames that actually have manifolds on them that you can open and close. So we're going to get a lot of gameplay variety out of these core pieces. So the concept is, right, like you start with a small foundation, you build your way up, you're getting all these additional pieces, right, and then you're moving them up. Like, a wood base is good and it's relatively strong, but against an IED, perhaps it's not a good match, right? So how do I make my base more defensible, right? That's moving through the different tiers of construction. So I want to move from potentially wood to metal onto concrete, stronger fortified materials, and we're going to give you that ability. I know it's something you guys have been clamoring for a long time. We spent some really, good cycles the last couple of months, getting the core foundation of that right, ensuring that it fits within our universe and it's something that's understood and approachable, and we'll continue to build on that. So it's not rolling out tomorrow or the day after, but it is something that we are actively working on right now, and we are promising and you to deliver. Like we will have this and Just Survive, and I think it's going to be a massive game changer. So I appreciate your guys' commitment and the excitement that was generated with the patch, but know that we are going to build on that momentum and continue to deliver quality content that goes beyond fixes. This is about creating a really amazing world for you guys to create your own legacy in, really.
Yeah, so that's a little bit about base building. I'm sure you're going to hear a lot more about that as we get closer to rolling out these features. So, yeah, we're still kind of in the fix-it stage, right, Landon?
That's right. Yep. Yeah, we still have some work to do, right? It's going to be a little while. We're gonna continue hammering on stuff, but we've been cautious about talking about stuff like this. We wanted to talk a little bit about base building today to kind of get in a little bit into detail about what we have planned. I know everyone's really curious. We keep saying, and I get it, right? It's like we keep saying we're gonna do cool stuff later.
Yeah.
Later, soon. Just wait for it.
Soon.
And that sucks. I understand that, but it's my thing is it's irresponsible to start talking about the future until we have things stable now. Because it's real easy to say, look at this shiny thing over here while this is all screwed up.
Mm-hmm.
It's so shiny.
It's so shiny. Yeah. So I mean, it's a bit of a pain, I understand, but it's going to be worth it, I think.
Yeah.
2 or 3 months from now, we're going to have a totally different experience than what people are used to right now. So, Deja Vu, you get to see a little bit of the stuff. Sounds like maybe some of the modular stuff. What'd you think?
Oh yeah,
good.
Oh yeah, so good.
Awesome.
I'm so ready for that
Cool.
stuff.
What kind of experiences does that bring into your mind? Just on the base level of modular pieces, how does that excite you? What kind of concepts are you thinking about as someone who builds bases?
Just creativity. You can do whatever you like. It's not just prefab stuff. It's just what are you feeling?
Yeah.
You can contour it to the land that you're wanting to build on.
Yeah.
So that's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
I really like the aspect of, we talked about this before, but you're rolling around right now, you see one base that looks exactly the same as the other base,
Right.
and you don't know if there's maybe nobody inside or people who are crazy good at the game are going to come out and kill you. Now if I'm rolling around and I see a giant, stone
fortress,
giant fortress, I'm probably going to be less inclined to
go mess with that.
screw with that
Yep.
person.
Yeah.
I don't know, me and this guy would probably just team up and go
Just
wreck
raid
that
it.
thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's get in there.
All right, so we'll be slowly taking some questions from chat. I know these guys have it up in front of them. So if you guys have questions, they're going to try and answer things that we can actually talk about today. So they are not ignoring you. There are just probably things that we probably can't touch on.
Yeah, I think I saw one earlier. Yeah, the guy asked, will these pieces snap together, or is it guesswork trying to line them up? They'll definitely snap together. Again, when I talked about us putting the time in to create a logical system, that's a part of that, right? We want you to be able to visually see what you're constructing and whether or not you're able to do these things, right? That's really, really important. So yes, absolutely they will snap together and you'll be able to see what's going to happen before, whether or not it's a valid or invalid placement, right? I think that's critical for success of this feature. So that's definitely something we'll deliver day one.
We got some questions about some of the bigger bugs too that we're facing right now.
Sure,
so good
yeah.
news.
Let's touch on
so
those.
far, we updated tasks yesterday. 2 of the biggest ones. I know people are upset with. I was too. The crashing people with the arrows. That sucked. Looks like we've got that fixed on test right now.
That went up to test today?
Yesterday. We're going to leave
Yesterday,
that up over
okay.
the weekend, provided that looks solid and stable and everything's okay. We're going to.
Can I interject and just say,
Sure.
please help us with this. If you guys have time
That's
to
right.
jump on tests for a couple cycles this weekend, it would be hugely helpful because this is something that we need to test at scale.
Yep.
And it's really difficult for us to replicate here in the studio. So if you have a chance to get on a test, go test out some of these specific issues that we're facing. Give them a shot for
people
yourself.
are using it as an exploit.
Yeah,
for sure.
I know.
So it's a good problem to have. We're actually having issues getting tests up to capacity like we see it because live actually is a little bit better.
Right.
People
Yeah.
don't want to jump over to test, but yeah, like Ben said, if we can get some folks in there, that helps for sure.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
And the other one, the big one, was crash to desktop. We had a ton of reports. I'm not going to say we fixed it 100%, but it looks like it's been reduced significantly, almost to the point of irrelevant. So fingers crossed on that one again. Until we see some scale, we won't know for sure. But
yeah, so please, if you guys are interested, jump onto the test server, give us your feedback. There's a few Reddit threads.
Yep.
If you want to head over to our Reddit page, that's, I believe, just /r/H1Z1.
Yep. Michael C., old MC, updated last night, so jump in that thread and talk about it. So, like I said, if things go well, if it looks solid for the weekend, we'll consider promoting early Tuesday morning.
Yeah.
Just got to make sure first,
Right?
Don't want to fall in the same trap, get excited. It's like,
Yeah.
we're fixing something, and then you screw everything else up by
Yeah, that's been the
by
mantra.
promoting. Yeah.
Yeah, I see a couple of people in here that's like, oh, I heart exploits and stuff like that. It's like, look, we totally get it, but we need your help. Like, you guys are the ones that know this stuff better than we do. Like, please, like, get in there on the test and like try this stuff out, because some of these things are just really affecting our player population in a negative way, and like we want you guys to have a solid experience for all. So please help us out.
So what's your experience going on over there right now, Deja Vu? So you're just
Oh, just living the life on Bandit. Just running around trying to loot when someone already looted in front of me.
Yeah, so we're on the Bandit server if you want to come find us. Deja Vu
what
is
you got over there?
Good old 45 rounds.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, you want to talk a little bit about loot in general for people who may have not played since the patch?
Yeah, like I was interested in your impressions of like what the changes in the patch drove, especially in terms of loot. Like, how do you feel? It's balanced now. Do you feel like it's an improvement, especially where it relates to weapon and ammo balance? Like, how are you feeling on all these things?
Huge improvement. What I'm really liking is you can find a little bit of ammo here, a little bit of ammo there. Nothing too crazy.
Right.
Which is also pulling people away from building around these major POIs and putting people on a server. I know we built over here just kind of hanging out just because we can find things everywhere. So
yeah,
it's been really nice.
That's
really
awesome.
refreshing.
People talking about weather. We can jump into that. It's a very delicate subject. I know.
It is, yeah.
The weather system is pretty cool, actually. It is in there. The problem with it is it's a performance hog. I mean, it's a system hog. It kills things. So as much as I want to, turn snow on for the holidays and all that stuff, it's, and trust me, I do. Like, I actually went and talked to some people. It's like, is that even a possibility? Is that something we can do? It's like, it's in there, but people are not going to enjoy their experience.
Yeah.
We're going to fix that. We need weather in the game. It's a big part of what we want to do for 2017 with setting the right mood. You can do that very, very easily with weather. I mean, the Division pulls it off perfectly, I think, right?
Right. I think a big component of that is set dressing as well. So it's one of those things that we have to do right, and we have to layer in over time. And at the core of it, right, like, we're really focused on performance and player experience right now.
Quality,
and if we don't get those right first, like, who cares if it's snow on the ground if you're running at 5 frames per second? Like, nobody, right?
Yeah.
We can't deliver that. So as much as we would love to flip a switch, it's like we just can't do that overnight. Like, we want to make sure that everything we do forward, we do right.
Yep. Exactly right.
I think that's the right track.
New map. People are talking about that. We're not talking about that anytime
Not
soon.
talking about
They're
that today.
asking. We'll get to that at some point.
Hey, look, you got somebody on there.
Hey, Ted. Look at Ted.
Yeah,
Ted knows how to drop it like it's hot. Drop it, Ted.
Let's go, Ted. Wait, actually, let's get our own group going here, so I can take the reins here. I think I know who Ted is.
Hi, Taco.
Let's
I like that name.
We got Taco Combo in there.
Is he in there?
Taco combos are so good, man. Like, I love the variety of like the crunchy taco with the enchilada. Oh, it's a different stream. I'm sorry, but
No, I'm more of a flour tortilla taco guy.
oh,
I don't like corn tortilla tacos.
interesting.
Yeah.
Even when like hot and everything. Like,
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, if I want a taco, I
I
want
want
a
to make you
flour
some
tortilla.
tacos. I'm gonna change your mind.
Yeah?
we can fix this.
With brisket.
Oh,
Both of us are Dallas boys. So
Yeah, get out of there. This is San Diego.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah, I know. That's the worst part about San Diego. I can't get any barbecue down here. It's terrible.
I actually had Ben bring me back like barbecue when he went to visit like about 2 months ago. It's like, please, 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 for the love of God.
So where are you guys from?
I'm basically from Dallas. I was there.
From Dallas?
Yeah, my entire adult life. Yeah.
Yeah, I grew up in Dallas. I went to the Guildhall in Dallas as well, so I was there for a bunch after school.
Did you guys know each other before this?
We didn't, but it's
You were
weird.
Dallas
we know a
brothers?
lot of the same people.
We do, yeah. I mean, and what's funny is, I mean, we started Gearbox when Gabe called and said, "You guys want to do opposing force?"
Yeah.
And then just a short while later, you did the same thing with Day of Defeat. You
Yeah.
actually got the pleasure of working with Mr. Newell.
Yeah, that was an interesting time.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Well, what's funny is like somehow I
sometimes.
know Randy better than you, which makes no sense to me. But
Yeah.
not anymore. Not anymore.
Ah, everybody knows
We're going
Randy a little
melee.
bit.
You got people. You're boxing.
Oh,
him out?
dang!
Oh yeah,
Oh, man down.
you got one
In
down.
his twin
Ted got him.
galaxies.
You're just going all fists.
Yeah,
It's
you know what?
hardcore,
You got
baby.
to
now.
even the
Yeah.
playing field. If I pull out a gun, it's not
yeah,
fair.
that's true.
It's a yard sale. Any
Just
hockey
line,
fans
just
out
line
there?
them up.
Anybody?
I'm sure you can find some hockey fans in the chat. Don't look
Yeah.
my way though.
Do we?
We have a hockey team
Do
here.
we? Oh, I was
The
going to say
goals.
we don't have a hockey
Huh?
stick
The
in the
goals.
game.
Yeah, the goals.
Yeah,
I
San
know. I
Diego
was
goals.
shocked. It was on. I saw a commercial the other
Is
day.
that
It's like,
pro?
It's a
feeder.
league.
It's like a feeder
feeder
team.
series.
Okay. All right.
I don't know
all
who
right.
they feed into, but
Minor league hockey is supposed to be a
They
good
feed
time.
into the
man.
Ducks, I believe.
do they?
Yeah.
That's too bad.
Did you die?
I'm a
Yeah.
Stars fan.
I got a
Sorry.
little bit of friendly fire there in the end, but it's okay.
Oh no! Did Ted
Oh.
kill you?
Accidentally. I might have walked in front of it.
Accidentally.
I might have walked in front of that.
Owned by Ted. Yeah, maybe.
Taco, you never heard of the championship Dallas Stars? You never heard of them? They're a kind of an okay team. Anyway,
Red Wings for the win. Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of hard to deny.
Detroit, no doubt.
But if it's not the Stars, it's the Hawks.
Oh,
Sorry.
All right, that's fine.
Deja was like, you guys are stupid.
Yeah, what do you get?
Bruins.
Oh, right on. All right.
Oh.
Cool.
All
Boston
about the
fan down there?
Bruins. Yep.
Nice.
All right, Deja Vu. So we were talking a little earlier. Your play style is a lot more nomadic.
A lot more nomadic or really small groups.
Yeah.
A lot of shack living, a lot of roaming around, doing goofy stuff,
Mhm.
finding things. I like the loot table the most.
Hmm.
The loot table is like the most interesting thing to me. I don't know why. Just kind of how it is.
What about it stands out to you? Like, why is it so interesting?
I just like finding stuff. Just it's that exhilaration of like, oh, look what I found here, or
Yeah.
So
Are you a hoarder in real life?
no, actually, which is nice.
That's good.
Yeah, that is good.
That would be not a good thing.
Well, I mean, unless the zombie apocalypse came and then it'd be sweet.
That's true.
But of course, people would like stream snipe your actual house and then steal all your stuff when the zombie apocalypse comes. That would be bad.
So Landon,
Yep.
do you want to talk a little bit about how we want to, just a general philosophy if we want to improve the AI in the game, right?
So yeah, I mean, it needs an overhaul.
Sure.
Right? I mean, we have some interesting.
We just want to let the community know that we know
Yes.
it needs some work.
Right.
We do. We talked a little bit about that in the AMA yesterday. You know, the entire wildlife AI needs an overhaul. So do the zombies, right? It's not where it needs to be. We have higher expectations. I know you guys do too. And that's part of our plan for 2017. You know, there's so much stuff like I want to talk about right now, but we can't. You know, it's
It's
like
tough.
oh, there's this thing, and I got to stop talking about
But
it.
we can all agree it's really good stuff.
I'm glad. It's great to hear other. You know, you think it is, and you talk about it internally, and
Oh.
you see people excited, but it means nothing until it's validated by somebody on the outside.
I think the one thing that I'd love to say that really strikes a note with me there is that it's not like we're going to sit in a box for the next year and work on this thing to try to get it right. Like, this is a live game, and we fully recognize that you guys want the fixes fast and soon, but you also want new content to keep you playing. And it's a goal of ours to consistently deliver that, right?
Yep.
Like,
That's
the
right.
timetable is like, we're not going to set dates right now. It's all about the quality of the content that we can deliver. That determines the cadence. So as quickly as we can get quality, fun stuff to you guys, that's we're going to do it. So
It'll be safe to say that a lot of these things will hit test well before they hit
absolutely.
live, right?
Again, because we need your guys' help checking this stuff out, right? It's like we can balance things in a box as much as we can, but when it hits the real world, it's a different story.
It's something I know that a lot of people here believe, and maybe it just doesn't get talked about enough. We're in early access. You guys are part of this as much as we are. There is a give and take that has maybe been neglected for a little while. It's not going to be that way. No boxes. We're not going to sit up on some tower. So Deja Vu, did you see some of the wildlife? Did you see the wolf pack?
No,
Stuff? That's too bad.
Sean Johnson wasn't in his office, but
Okay.
after this, I'm going to run him up there.
It's pretty cool.
check
It's one of
it
the
out.
first things I saw when I came on. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wolves
we
actually
definitely
working
got some
together.
good stuff coming for wildlife. I think, honestly, like, that's one of those systems where it becomes so much more interesting. Because I know I'm not alone in this regard. I want this world to be dangerous, right? And it's like, but I also want it to be kind of opt-in, right? It's like there are things in the world that I can approach and I know they're inherently dangerous, and I'm choosing to opt into this scenario, right? If I see a wolf pack, like, I'm going to, I might run.
Mhm.
Or I might choose, all right, I'm going to get in here with an axe and figure it out.
Right now, you're going to crouch and punch them in the face a few times, and then they'll
Right.
fall over dead.
Right.
I just jump over them with a hatchet usually, but whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
Look at
Looks
this
like
mountain
Mountain
we
lions. We got to get some mountain lions.
You got a crew.
Dang,
We got a nice little crew
you're rolling
here.
deep. I like it. I
Nice.
pray for anyone hiding inside that building.
You want to shout out some of the names that are
Yeah.
that are following your groups? They're probably watching the stream right now.
I did see Remarkable Me.
Oh, cool. We got Remarkable Me.
Big Phase. What up, man? I did see Teddy's in the game. Coca Lord's in the game.
Oh, that's
There's
awesome.
there's a couple people.
Nice.
Different aliases going on, so I don't know who Dan Antonio is?
Damn it.
That sounds so familiar. It sounds so
All
familiar.
good
It's like a
names
place
are.
you can visit.
Right?
If we can all just grab axes and go right to the police station, that would be super fantastic.
Auto skinning. We actually fixed that with this last push to test. So you'll see that in the next live update
Yeah,
as well.
that's a big one too.
Yep.
Yeah, were there any like any big important ones that you wanted to make sure got fixed right away?
Crash the desktop and
Crash the desktop.
crashing the
Arrows
crashing
crash.
players with the arrows. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's been plaguing us
Friggin'
for
bows, man.
forever.
God.
Wow.
But
Oh.
fingers crossed. I mean, we've
Somebody's taking shots at you.
Yep.
Deja vu.
I got a couple punches on him. Oh my gosh. Oh,
Oh.
getting a little hairy in there with all those people.
Brutal.
Well, one thing sometime soon we just got to show them what you're really working with here. Stop holding back on them. You know.
I know, right? Oh, I just gotta get that. Gotta get a vehicle or something. Get up there.
So do you roll with a crew to like build a base, or are you really just running around, never settling down?
It really varies from day to day.
Yeah.
One day we're building shacks other places, and then other days we're building bases. Other days we're just running in and flipping cars and doing jumps and stuff. And
Awesome.
sandboxing.
yeah, that's the best.
Yeah.
Sandboxing around.
Right on.
But we're working on some another Fight Club event. So some of you guys are familiar with
Yeah.
that. So we're gonna get that going again. So
You
that'll
guys
be
have been
really
doing
fun.
some really cool stuff on the private server, the whitelist server.
Yeah, the Stronghold has a lot of good stuff on there.
Yeah, big shout out to all the Stronghold players.
Really good opportunities to get some creative things going on there.
Were you the guys that made the ATV racetrack?
No, I don't
Who
remember
made
who
that?
that was.
Ah,
That was
there-
really cool.
Yeah, there was an incredible group of players that put together this enormous ATV racetrack. I'll send
don't
you the
think I've
video.
seen that.
Serious?
Oh
No.
yeah,
That sounds awesome.
it was
really
it
cool.
was amazing.
Deja, you do not talk about Fight Club.
Yeah, but it's different. This is not the Fight Club.
That's right.
Yeah, that's what I'm excited about. I've always been impressed with what the players have been able to accomplish,
Yep.
given the current really limited tools they have.
Right. I think that's one of the reasons why we really want to extend the base building concept, right? It's one of many areas where we feel are totally extendable and basically empowers the players to do really, really creative things. Because ultimately, like, this is the kind of environment where you guys are telling the stories. It's not us holding your hand, driving you through this particular thing, even though we do want to add some layered storytelling and at least like a good start, right, to the journey and just survive. But as soon as that's done, like, your journey is up to you, right? So we really want to create a number of different gameplay opportunities within the world where you can express yourself and experience a different range of emotions.
Yeah.
That's going to be big, man.
Base building is what the game is all about. I totally agree. It's a major part of it.
It is.
It's our number one.
Yeah.
Right?
I honestly I can't wait to roll up and see like what people build with bases. Like when we
Yeah.
when we add in these new materials and like the prefabs like going away and like and really enabling people to build at their own desires, like
Yeah.
it's gonna be crazy. Like the different like it won't look like the same base like all over the place. You know,
Yeah,
this
right.
one's a little bit bigger than this one. It's like
Yeah.
you really will see the difference in the world, and that's
You're
gonna be
gonna
pretty
be-
powerful.
And if people feel a lot more invested
Yeah.
in their base, then there's not going to be a million shacks just littering the ground.
Right.
They're gonna want to like take pride in their base and build it up, and
Yep.
the whole world will end up looking a lot cooler that way.
Oh, yeah.
I totally agree.
What else are people asking?
Da, 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 da. Chat's going too fast.
Deja vu, they're punching boxes
Just
today.
punching boxes. It's another day in the office.
Time to
So,
break.
to answer Trill Melody's question, yes, like we're definitely going to have different tiers of base building materials. We haven't announced what those are yet, but definitely there will be a sense of progression there, between the different materials and the value that they provide for you. Yeah, so you can kind of see in this image again. Again, this is just concept, high-level stuff of kind of what we're striving to accomplish here, right? But like you can see different material, different types of doors, right? You can see that you've got these armored openings. We want to increase the amount of gameplay between inside and outside of these, while still, giving you a defensible position within them. And then, I mean, if you had something on the right, like, especially with like some sealed up metal doors, like that's going to be a powerful base, right? Like you've got Overwatch capability, you've got defenses from each of these sides, as well as like some stronghold locations within it where you're really secured. Like that's really the kind of experience that we want to deliver.
Yeah, and if you guys are just now joining us, let me go back to the main camera here. I know we get some people who jump in halfway through. My name's Greg Henniger. I'm the community manager. And we got Landon. Introduce yourself again.
General manager of Just Survive.
Hey, and I'm Ben. I'm the lead designer for Just Survive.
I'm Deja Vu, Twitch broadcaster for H1Z1 Just Survive.
And how can people find you over there, Deja Vu?
Deja Vu Darkness is the full name. It's a long one. Or you can find me on Twitter at Deja Vu Twitch.
Nice.
We got asked a question, and I didn't have a good answer, so I died.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
As you
Asked a
do.
question.
I got asked a question.
You got to pay attention in this world. Different building.
That's a good one.
Raid. Possible for you to add stats to resources to allow players a chance to create different weapon stats. Oh, that's an interesting idea. Yeah, we can't really talk about that, but no. I like where your head's at. That's all I'm saying.
And as we get to places that we feel confident talking about things, we'll have more of these streams. This isn't like this is all we're showing, and then we're going into a dark
Come back
pit.
into our cave or something. No,
Yeah.
I think we'll probably end up doing broadcasts for like every one of the major elements that we're going to roll out.
Yeah,
that we
definitely.
want to talk about.
Yeah.
And we'll get some of the other team members too.
We're going to get our art director down here. Hell or high water. I'm going to figure out a way.
That's
You're gonna have
right.
to kidnap him.
I know.
You hear that, Jill?
Even if it's
We're
a cardboard
coming for you,
cutout,
Gio.
we'll figure something out. But
I'm gonna get you on this stream.
Hey, so Cal 737 asked a really good question, and it's like, do we have any ideas for how we're going to get concrete and these different materials, like maybe using a pickaxe for harvesting rocks, stuff like that? So the answer to your question flatly is yes. Like there will definitely be unique recipes for each of these things, and unique materials required to build them up. Some instances may not even exist in the game yet, so we'll probably have to create complementary content for that. But absolutely, like it's not like you're going to put 10 logs into a wooden wall and then also 20 logs into a concrete wall. It doesn't work like that, right? So we need the proper material that's going to match it up, and really putting logic into the crafting system is something that we really want to drive as well. So that's something we'll dive into later, but know that yes, absolutely, we're thinking about that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and if anybody here is part of that great feedback loop on Reddit and Discord, we just want to say thank you for all that awesome feedback, and hopefully that keeps up in the future.
So I'm going to ask you a question, Greg.
Okay, what's up?
Are you excited?
I'm very excited. Yes, I've been with H1Z1 and Just Survive since before day one.
Yeah.
And we had a pretty strong start.
Damn.
And I think right now we're setting ourselves up to knock it out of the park. And I haven't been this excited about Just Survive and H1Z1 in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need
I'm
to
excited.
do the presentation we did this morning for a couple more people internally.
Yeah,
I think
I
that'd
agree.
be good. We're at that point. So
Yeah.
we have we have so much stuff. It's
I got
so cool.
slides, man.
I'm like kind of giddy right now.
Yeah,
a little
right?
bit. I
Yeah.
know it's we just had this amazing meeting this morning.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see like people respond to it, and yeah.
Well, I think that's the coolest thing about this is that, we spent 2 months as a small team really crafting this, like integrating your guys' feedback and really focusing on what would make the biggest impact for Just Survive. And we all kind of resonate with that in a small group, but it's kind of an echo chamber, right? It's like,
That's right.
yeah, that sounds awesome. Okay, everything looks perfect, right? But you don't really know until you get it out into a wider audience exactly how impactful that stuff is. So getting that kind of validation internally today was really important, and I think, really solidifies the kind of effort that we want to put into Just Survive and giving you guys the experience you totally deserve. So that was awesome this morning.
That was.
You just gassed yourself.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh.
There's a lot going on
then
there.
you explode.
There's
That's
a lot
a
going
good
on.
question, Landon. So will the December 20th update require a wipe?
No, we're not doing a wipe on the update. It'll probably be the 19th, morning of the 19th. That's what we're aiming for.
For the update, not a wipe.
Correct.
Yeah.
No wipe. No wipe anytime soon.
Yeah, and I know in the past we would only wipe when it necessitated a wipe.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about that this morning. That's kind of actually become the end game right now, right? Like that's what people look forward to.
Mm-hmm.
That shouldn't be the case.
Yeah, I mean we saw a huge increase in players when we had the big patch and the big wipe.
Yeah, and it's I mean it is what it is, but I mean that shouldn't be our goal. You
Yeah.
know, we have a better approach. It's like right there, all the stuff I want to talk about. It's like you can't get there.
I know.
But
I will say something that we can probably talk about, like Croyd 1's question, is there going to be more development of like the quest aspect of the game? I know that's something that myself and one of our other designers are really, really passionate about. So I think if we can expand upon that, like the game would be really well served, because not only does it give you guys a lot of different opportunities to move around the world and explore different places, but it gives you unique loot opportunities and everything else. So I think that's a really cool system. I think it totally needs to be expanded, but again, like right now our focus is on like making the core systems really functional and great. Right. So stuff like that, like
that wolf.
Yeah, hopefully we get a chance to get to that kind of stuff too.
Punch him in the face.
As you do. Nice.
As one does.
Yeah, open some crates, man. Come on.
Open some crate. Well, hey, you know what? You have one unlocked crate.
Oh, all
right.
Let's just open it up.
Take a peek.
This is my account.
Well, hopefully my really bad luck doesn't.
Let's get that crate.
Come on, get it.
Looks like it's
The
green.
pants.
Hope you like pants.
I don't think I have those pants yet.
I don't think you do.
All right, I'm okay with that.
Those pants are lovely. I think you should don them
Some pretty
immediately.
nice pants. Where the heck did they just go?
Oh, you can put on your Santa hat. I have the Santa hat, right?
Ooh, we gotta
Find a helmet.
get festive. Yeah, I
Yeah.
gotta find that helmet real quick.
Call me Benji. Can't talk about it, but I will just say yes. We have lots of great ideas on that.
So you guys come to the table with your own gamer cred, right? What are you playing these days?
You want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, I was talking about this earlier in the week with Ben and some of the other designers. I'm a huge Eco fan, so
Okay.
The Last Guardian finally coming out on Tuesday was massive.
Yeah.
Like I pretty much didn't sleep Tuesday night.
Are you done with it? You've
No, I'm
worked
not.
your way through
It was like 4 hours in.
Okay.
Final Fantasy 15, of course.
Right.
You got all your goodness hitting right now.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, right? It's like this
Yeah.
crazy like avalanche of stuff
This time
that
of
I
year's
can't
nuts,
get through. What else am I playing? I still jump back in the Division. That new survival
Yeah.
mode is really cool,
Yep.
really compelling. I haven't had a lot of time in it, but and what else? I jump into GTA 5.
Oh yeah.
Still,
Dude, I'm,
about once
I'm
a week.
so guilty.
Yeah.
I'm
I
like
still
once
do.
a month, but I can't help it.
I know.
gotta get
I can't
it.
either. But of course, and then Phantom Pain. I still haven't finished it, so
Mm,
Working
showing
your
a
way
little
through it.
Kojima love today.
feel
I
it.
know.
Right on. Personally, like I've been kind of all over the place. I mean, obviously, I've been playing a ton of Just Survive the last 2 months, like since I joined the company, and
Right.
which is super informative. But I'm also I'm having a lot of fun interacting with the community, which is cool too. So, but yeah, other than that, I've been playing a ton of Battlefield 1. I've got a good gaming group, and we're still kind of focused on that.
Nice.
And, the new content that comes with that, I think, like this week or next week, and been playing a lot of Doom.
Doom.
Dude,
Oh,
That's
man.
such a
I
good
like.
one.
I was
Great,
too busy when
great
it came
game.
out, and I'm like, dude, it's so strong. The single player is just
They did an amazing job.
Unbelievable.
They just totally knocked it out of the park.
yeah,
Yep.
that's great. So I've been playing a lot of those too. I picked up the Division like a month ago, and I've been playing it with like one of our coworkers here, checking out some of their mechanics. And speaking of polish, I got some good friends that worked on that
It's
game,
insane.
and like those guys are killers. And I'm like, oh man, I love
Yeah.
seeing their work like
Yeah.
coalesce around this like amazing vision. So yeah, those have been cool. I've been playing a lot of those, and then I play a lot on mobile too, just because.
Oh, really?
It's like one of those things I can like. At the end of the day, when I can't like even like open my eyes, I can be able to look at my phone and be like,
You an iPhone man? Android?
I am an iPhone man.
You're an
Yeah,
iPhone
I'm
man.
a slave to the Apple ways, sadly. But what do we got here?
You got the conga line.
I
Trying to
love
get that
it.
train
yeah,
going.
that's nice.
I love it.
And
Yeah,
Oh,
I've been heavily immersed in King of the Kill recently, so I just forget how good like the sunrise and
Mhm.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
the shadows and everything
It's pretty good.
look
Yeah.
in Just Survive.
We can't talk about it, but I will just say that like environment is definitely a priority for us too. Like we want to push things as far as we can, because time of day and if we were able to get the weather system working, those kind of things add so much, Landon. So
I know.
yes,
Big part of it.
do want.
Yep.
All right, we'll probably be around for another 10 more minutes. So if you guys want to throw some more questions in the chat, if we can answer them, we will.
Yeah.
And if you have any questions for Deja Vu, also,
Yeah, he's been quiet down there.
feel free to shoot him that way.
But trying to get that conga line going.
It's hard work.
Oh, Deja Vu, what server are you on again?
Bandit.
Bandit.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
We're on Bandit.
Yeah.
Just running
So
around.
Mr. A to the Z brings up a good point. It's like he hasn't seen any zombies yet. It's like I feel you on that. I'll just say that again. It's like we talked about improving wildlife and zombies. Like the population of those increasing is definitely important for us. And like, how do we do that with balancing player numbers and ensuring that we're getting performance? There's a lot of different methods for us to go about that. But know that like this is a zombie survival game at its core, and it has a lot of really tangible aspects, whether that's base building or rating and all this other stuff that's really important too. But if you don't see a zombie for 10 minutes, like, are you in a world with zombies? I don't know. So we'll have to balance those things out.
Call me Benji. I think we talked about this in the AMA a little bit yesterday. I kind of touched on it a little, but our biggest obstacle right now is earning back the community's trust.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
we still have a ways to go. We're not just going to assume 1 or 2 updates is going to fix that.
Right.
We're in this for the long haul. This isn't some little kind of short one and done type deal. I mean, we're committed.
Trust me when I say that neither this guy or myself would be here if we weren't fully committed to this thing. This isn't like, hey, come in, like, put a bow on Just Survive, get it out of early access in a month or 2. Like, we're not. That is not our plans. Like, we have much bigger aspirations than that, and we know the potential of this game, and we really want to see it through. So, again, like, I know you guys have heard a lot of promises in the past, so we're trying not to layer in a ton of promises, or especially related to content. But just know that we've got an eye for quality, and we really want to drive that as much as we can.
Yeah, and for those of you who came out in the AMA yesterday, thank you very much. If you haven't read it, you can find it on our Reddit page. If you haven't read it, you can find it on Reddit.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Thanks for grilling me.
It took me way too long to realize the Reddit. Like, I read it.
Oh god, it's a swing
It took
fest.
me way too long.
It's just a swing fest in there.
Oh no! For focus on combat, I'll give you the question.
For the
in a
first
second.
6 months, all I used it for was
Probably, you know what?
sloth pictures.
So he asked you,
filter.
without talking about obviously the stuff that we shared with you today confidentially, like what was the coolest thing that you saw in the studio today?
The Star Wars Galaxy Shrine.
Yeah.
The
Loved
burrito
that.
lunch I took you to?
And the burrito lunch. Yeah,
Delicious
there you go.
burritos.
Yesenias.
We keep coming back to Mexican food.
I mean,
it all
we're
comes
in
back to
San
Mexican
Diego.
food, really. But
yeah, this is your second time out to the office, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's
The last time Tony Jones showed you around, I couldn't be here, but I'm glad I was here for this one.
want to address that at all?
Whoever has the Hizzy shirt, can I have it? Come on.
Oh, the Hizzy shirt.
Drop it. I want it.
Where did that person get the Hizzy
I don't
shirt?
know. There's
only like
well,
5 in the game or something like that.
That's I just saw it.
So
Oh, it's just a
hard
mass
to,
murder
yeah.
now.
Oh, now everybody's just murdering
Just,
each
yep.
other.
Going into the
It was
past.
bound to happen.
Oh man, did you get killed by Santa Claus?
I got
Santa Claus in a Hizzy shirt too.
Yeah.
I want that shirt.
I don't know.
Such a good shirt.
Melee is a big part of next year too. We can talk a little bit about that.
Can we? All right.
I just decided.
Cool. It has been decided. We can talk
I
about
knew
Melee.
this would happen.
Look, I'll just say, like, from the perspective of Melee, like, I think we can all see that it's not where it needs to be, right? It's like it's a little disconnected in terms of experience. So our goal is to make it impactful. And we just really want to give you good player feedback, right? Like, I want you to know when you're going to hit something. I want you to know when you're going to be hit by something. These are basic tenets, right?
Yep.
So it's solidifying the Melee experience at its core, and then adding a good degree of polish so it's a bit more impactful are really our near-term goals. And I won't get into specifics, but again, there's just so much that we can do to increase the core gameplay here with Just Survive, and that's really going to be our focus.
Yeah.
I saw a good question for you. They were asked, like, given kind of what you know about going ahead, and again, this is a roundabout way of asking about content, so I'm sure you're smart enough to answer, but they're basically saying, like, given that, like, what are you most excited about streaming, like, sharing with your audience moving forward?
Yeah.
So maybe you could couch it with, like, the new materials we're talking about for base building, or, like, anything like that. I don't know.
I'm just gonna
You're
say
setting
this.
himself up for failure.
Without saying anything.
Remember that NDA you haven't signed yet?
Well, I got it.
Tattooed.
It's
on.
just so promising, and there's so many great memories to come of what you guys have ready to go for this next upcoming year.
Yeah.
And it's going to be really cool to see people get their hands on it, from the Nomad play, from small groups to big groups. It's all going to be just really interesting to see how everybody plays and enjoys it.
So, speaking on big groups, because I've seen a couple of questions kind of come by on this. Like, you guys are asking, can we expand groups? Are you going to fix the grouping system? Like, are there going to be clans or all this other stuff? Like, totally, we have thoughts on addressing that stuff. Like, we haven't laid out specifics, obviously, but I think there are definitely ways for us to not only polish that system, but potentially like increase the size of groups or just your ability to work with other people in general. I think definitely needs to be expanded upon. Because like my fantasy is like raiding a massive base with like 35 people, right? Like that
the system
would be
that's
insane.
in place right now is very placeholder. Like,
Totally.
Yeah, a lot of these things are.
Yeah, and especially in terms of user interface and everything else, right? It's
Right.
like we can do better. So I think that's what we need to just strive to do in all areas.
Banned from H1Z1.
Yeah. Dang, Darker, that's hard, man.
Yeah.
It could be so harsh.
Hey, Deja Vu, do you have any like super memorable moments that like while you were streaming, something like crazy happened?
Something weird always happens every day when if it comes to flipping a car and landing it and just keep on going like nothing happened, or there's a lot of small moments within a broadcast that are just so fun and interesting to be a part of, and it's not just one thing. It's a accumulation of a bunch of those moments together.
One of my favorite things that I ever found in the game, it was me and a couple of buddies, and there was one patch where we cranked the zombies to 11. Like there were all over the place and super dangerous. Like I think it was just a test to see how far we could push it.
Yeah.
And so we were all crowded around in a house, and there had to have been 40 or 50 zombies surrounding the house, and we could not get out. And so I had a few bullets left. He's firing out. He's out of bullets. And then I realized he had one bullet left, and then I fire. I'm out of bullets. He starts playing Amazing Grace over the loudspeaker.
Oh my God.
He kills me with his final bullet, and then opens the door and falls down into the zombie pile. And I was like, that was incredible.
Wow, that's amazing.
Like, I saved my last bullet for my friend, and then I'm going to sacrifice myself while Amazing Grace is playing in the background.
Wow. That's dark, man. I like it, though.
I know. That's what I love about this game is like those kind of what's the right word? Not convergent, but
emergent experiences.
Those emergent experiences that just kind of happen.
Comes out everywhere.
Yeah.
So Frosty Popsicles, yes, Deckard was a replicant. For what it's worth.
Frosty Popsicles, he was in the AMA yesterday.
He was. I liked his questions, man.
Yeah.
Respect.
Phil, come back. I love you.
At Jennybot, I agree. Zombies need to be better.
Shot in the back. That's brutal.
And now just widespread combat.
The
whole group just breaks down
chaos.
after that.
Yeah. He's dead. Everyone kill each other.
All right. We've got a couple more minutes.
Yep.
No spoilers. Either you guys
spoilers.
Either you guys watching Westworld?
Finished it last night.
Finished it, of course.
Oh my gosh.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
If you haven't watched it, chat, go watch Westworld.
Definitely.
It's tremendous.
Love that show. I can't wait for
Bernard.
Having seen the movie prior to the show, like, because I'm a weird
Oh my
old
gosh.
sci-fi
Have you read the
nerd.
book?
No, I've not read the book.
Michael Crichton,
I will say
rest in
I'm
peace.
really, without spoiling, I'm really excited that they introduced the potential for where next season could take place.
Exactly.
In the conclusion. So, man,
Super
that was
cool.
really exciting. Somebody mentioned zombie hordes. Again, like, I think there are so many different facets of zombies that need to be improved, right? Like, I would love to see that too. Like, the experience that you just talked about, being trapped in a house surrounded by 50 zombies, is amazing. Like, if we can enable those kind of experiences, I think we're definitely on the right track. So,
Taco Combo. Favorite zombie movie, game, comic, TV episode? For me, it's easy. I mean, Walking Dead's epic. I like the show. I like Kirkman's work, of course. We talked a little bit about this. I got some grief. I went back upstairs and they're like, "You went with Zombieland? The hell's wrong with you?"
Yeah.
It's like, that's the right choice. Come on.
Over Shaun of the Dead?
I did, but
Man.
Simon Pegg movies are awesome, but it's just the same movie with a different setting. But that's just me.
Shots fired.
Shots fired.
Shots fired.
That's tough, man.
What else do we talk about? Night of the Living Dead as well.
Yeah.
I like it.
What was the trailer years ago? They did backwards. They did like Coldplay's The Scientist. Do you remember where the girl falls out of the window?
That was
the
video game.
Yeah, what was that?
Dead Island.
Dead
yeah,
Island.
yeah, that was incredible.
Do you guys remember watching that trailer for the
first time I was like, okay, this
one
is
of
revolutionary.
one of the best video game trailers.
Oh yeah, period. Yeah, probably
of
top
all
10.
times.
Yeah.
All times.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It was
Not
great.
to toot our own
I loved
horn,
it.
but have you seen our Planet
Don't worry.
Side 2 trailer?
Yeah.
We worked with Blur.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
That one was awesome.
I saw that one well before I saw that one when I was working at PC Gamer, and that one.
So was the
like,
DCUO.
that was pretty awesome. Yeah,
That
DCUO
was
trailer
epic.
is really good
Yeah,
too.
That was totally.
Do I trust him to give him the shotgun ammo? You know what? Let's see what he
You got
does.
a nice little horde they're going.
Let's see
man.
what he does
They
with it.
find you really quickly.
Yeah, they do.
So
Like you died
RPG
minutes ago.
Abdullah, like, are we adding new animals? Our goal is to make the animals that we have in now much better as a start. I think that's true for all content of the game. Like let's either fix or make what we have in terms of content way better first, and then we can look at layering in a bunch of new stuff.
Totally.
Because it's like bears are fucking scary. Like, and if I encounter one in the woods, I want to be terrified. And like, if I'm gonna engage him, I better be ready. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
right now, it's like, animals are kind of like zombies. They're not really a threat, And I think increasing the threat level and the overall excitement of engaging in those kinds of encounters is going to be awesome. And this is ridiculous.
into
Come on, hands
dance
up,
party.
everybody. Let's go.
Put your hands up.
Wow, a lot of people rocking the pink scrubs.
Yeah, they are.
Those are the best. Those are
man,
the best.
people in King of the Kill are so upset that they can't get those pink scrubs over there.
Wah, wah.
I hear that almost daily.
Yeah.
How do I get the pink scrubs?
Hey, Captain Gooby, I agree, man. Honestly, like, I'm a huge FPS guy, so I think there's definitely room for expansion in terms of weapons. There's a lot of different places we can go with that. So, again, fix what we have first, make that
Right.
exciting, make sure that the ammo amounts are balanced to the right weapons, and that population in the world makes sense, and then increase the functionality of those things, and then hopefully add some new stuff.
I'm totally going to be the community right here,
Sure.
but there is a katana. The art has already
Yeah,
been made.
I mean-
Oh.
I come on.
I don't know anything about
There's-
that. That's
Yeah.
all I'm saying.
That was pre you guys.
Some
Yeah,
some
it's before my
machine action
time.
would be nice.
That sounds dope, though. I would
Yeah.
definitely use a katana.
Yeah.
Yeah, with our current melee system, that would be a
Right.
nightmare.
That's actually kind of a parallel, right? It's like
Yeah.
if we can fix our melee, we can actually introduce a katana, maybe.
Right.
We'll see.
Hey, Fire M, what's changed recently? You should definitely go on the blog and check out all the stuff that's listed there. You can also see everything that we're pushing to test right now in terms of fixes.
you.
Excuse me. So there's definitely a lot that's changed, but what we're really focused on right now is just making the game run and fun and balanced. So there's a ton of stuff there.
RPG Abdullah, it is our number one right now. It really is. That's what we're focused on.
And if you guys are just
Base
now
building.
coming
You
in,
guys aren't reading.
if you haven't seen this image, we shared it a little bit earlier, kind of touching on the more modular direction of base building that'll be coming to Just Survive.
It's going to be hot. I'm going to see. I'm excited. Even just showing that off in the meeting this morning, I'm like, wow, the progress that we've already made is great, and I can't wait to share that with everybody in the community and to actually play it in game and populated servers. I can't wait to build these things with my friends. It's going to be cool.
All right, as we slowly run down the road.
just running to DeSoto.
Hey.
With our hands up. Any final questions you want to answer?
Let's see. Bum. Well, there's another base building question, which I think is not easy, but I think we should definitely talk about. Mojo Man, mentions our base is going to be expandable past 2 floors, so that's something that we'll play with. I think we definitely need to find the right balance. Obviously, I don't want people building the Tower of Doom because that just creates a lot of server issues. And
I saw someone build that with furnaces once.
I'm not surprised.
The Eye of Sauron.
Yeah, the Eye of Sauron furnace.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So again, we just have to feel it out. I mean, for me, 2 to 3 stories feels about right. I think we'll play with that and see what actually is a good fit. But I think increasing the amount of adjustments that you can make to your base, right, in terms of material strength, in terms of defenses, approaches, all that other stuff.
Yeah.
That's gonna be big, man. I mean, that's huge right there. And if you had a 3-story base with all the bells and whistles, that's going to be a very dangerous thing to try to encounter. So, excited to see where that goes.
And all of this with the caveat that we want to make sure it still runs well. that the
Yes.
game, that the game performs.
Yes.
Kind of important.
Performance is king.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes.
One last question, maybe.
Yeah.
You see
Let's
anything,
take
Landon?
one
See.
more.
Yeah.
Let's take one more.
Not that one.
Bum, 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 bum.
A lot of not that one. Not.
Okay, cool. So Sweet Digs has got it right here. So need
does.
some way to reinforce the walls and gates so it's much harder to raid. Be nice if a solo player could somehow build a base that isn't raided every day/week. I'm with you, homie. I completely agree. Yes, like that is a priority for us. Part of the system that we're introducing, right, with these modular base pieces and the different tiers of material types, absolutely leads into that, right? Like nobody's gonna want to mess with your big concrete base, like, and have to lay down like 20 IEDs to get into that thing, right? So you know, again, we'll find balance with all this stuff, but I absolutely think that's essential, right? We want to make bases defensible, and we want to make them purposeful, and like the stuff that we're introducing today is just a small part of that. Like I guarantee you, there's a lot more to come.
Yep.
I wish we could share it all today, but it's coming. I don't want to get it too hype because this stuff is cool, man. I'm really excited about it. As a player. Like I can't wait to jump in and experience these things.
Yeah, I think we're off to a good start. I just want to thank everybody for coming out and watching the stream. Anybody that watches us after the fact, we hope you enjoyed what you saw here today. There will be more streams like this in the future. This isn't like a one and done kind of thing.
I don't know.
And yeah, tune into King of the Kill Community Outbreak. We're going to be doing that next Tuesday instead of Friday because we're going into the holiday break. So keep an eye out for information about that. Yeah, you guys excited about the excited about the holiday break coming
Get
up?
you some sleep.
That sounds nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta say thanks Deja Vu for joining us too.
Yeah,
This is
Deja
super
Vu. Thanks
cool
for
to
having me.
have like a member of the community,
Appreciate
not
it.
only in the stream but in the studio talking to us and reinforcing the concepts that we've been pitching. That's exciting stuff, man. I can't wait to share it with everybody else.
Glad you're happy too.
Yeah,
That makes me
excited.
happy.
It's an understatement. Yeah.
Cool.
All right. Well, thank you very much, everybody, and we'll see you next